What's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to season 2 of the L3 Perspective.
You know, life, love, and leadership is definitely the lens through which I see the world. So I am very grateful to be in an environment with like-minded individuals that are speaking the same language, that are talking the same talk.
What I was telling G is I want to be a master of it, though. I want to study this art of speaking because, I'm good at it, but I want to be a master of it.
There's a difference between when you're good at something and great at something.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, love, share. These conversations are the ones that really affect everyday life for all of us. And ultimately, we do this for you to begin with. Keep listening. We appreciate y'all who are rocking with us into season 2. Because like I said, we do it for y'all.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the L3 Perspective, where we talk life, love, and leadership. My name is Glenn Davis, sitting here with my co-host, Cameron Macias, and then our guest here, Jameelah Hanif, and we'll get started here in a second. But we wanted to welcome you guys back. So the L3 Perspective is that platform where we talk about those 3 elements, right? And so the life, the love, the leadership, and you getting a lot of the value from those topics from the guests that we're bringing onto the platform. But with that being said, Cam, I'll toss it over to you, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? As always, tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Like, love, subscribe. Hit us up. Send us a message. Please contact Jameelah after the podcast. Let her know if you liked it or didn't like it. And but at the end of the day, we do it for you guys. So let us know the feedback because we always want to get better, as you guys have seen. We were just telling Jameelah about the black background in the beginning. So if you haven't seen that, go to episode 1 and check it out.
For sure.
But with that being said, Jameelah, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. So, Jameelah, one of the reasons that we wanted to have you on the L3 Perspective was because you are a leader of leaders, right? Very involved in the community, CEO and founder of, Watch Me Grow Inc. In the Bay Area. So you have this huge impact in the Bay Area, and that inspired us. And we know that your story, what you're doing, can impact so many people. So again, welcome to the L3 Perspective.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm
excited.
Good. So you are originally from Bay Area, yes?
Originally from the Bay Area, Oakland, California, to be exact.
Gotcha.
I feel like so many of us just drifted this way. Yeah. Like Princess, Oakland, me,
sure.
Everything.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, we're super excited to have you on here. So Watch Me Grow Inc. I noticed every time that, so Cam, a quick background. I was on a Zoom call with Jameelah. She was sharing a little bit about her organization and what she's doing and her team. And I was like, man, that's pretty dope, right? And so with your organization, like why? What inspired you to kind of start the organization?
My why, Watch Me Grow Inc. started with my why for Watch Me Grow Childcare. Growing up in Oakland, being raised in unhealthy environments in the community, in the household, things I experienced in school. I just wanted to create a safe environment for children to grow up in. So I started Watch Me Grow Childcare.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
It's interesting. Every time I've heard her say Watch Me Grow, I've sat on 2 different Zoom calls with her and then meeting her today face to face. You can tell when someone's super passionate about something because every time she says "Watch me grow," like it's almost like she lights up. Yeah.
Watch me grow.
They've been watching y'all grow from the black
background. Yeah. You've been with us from the gate. We appreciate you.
Absolutely.
It was rough. And my hair is gray. I didn't even think about that. Like black background, gray. It was a whole thing.
Absolutely.
It was a vibe.
No, we're good. But so tell us a little bit about you, as far as, actually, rather than you telling us about you, going back to, this started in 2012, correct? Like the childcare?
The childcare.
Okay,
yes.
So tell us about the transition from the childcare to the start of the organization.
Well, I would have to start at the challenges and things that I faced before I decided to open my childcare.
Okay.
I was working for a company in San Francisco, was there for 7 years, seriously dedicated. And I had my son in September of 2012.
Okay.
I was on maternity leave from my job. And that's when I decided, because it was always in the back of my mind, to start a childcare, to establish this childcare. And so I did it when I was on maternity leave, got licensed, everything cleared, and I went back to work. I didn't start operating the childcare right away. I didn't. I was afraid, you know.
Right.
I didn't know what to do. A lot of us, you coming in it like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get the clients and everything?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So upon returning back to work, like 2 months later, I was laid off my job.
Wow.
Yes. I was laid off my job, and I was faced with a lot of adversities, a lot of challenges. Like, okay, God, now I can reflect back like, okay, God was pushing me into my purpose.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Pushing me into my purpose. So I'm like, okay, I was dealing with a lot of stressors, especially financial stressors. You know, unemployed, waiting for that to come, PG&E cut off, lack of food in my home. And during that time, I remember my binder I had from a class that I had taken at Solano Community College. Yes.
Shout out.
Right?
Shout out Solano.
Right. Dr. Tasha Smith
Okay.
was the instructor of, it was Child, Family, and Community.
Okay. Gotcha.
And we had a major project. We had to invite a representative from different organizations that served families. So say we have 25 kids and 25 students in the class to invite a person.
Okay.
And now we're here with this binder full of resources.
Yeah.
So I was able to then reflect back, like really reference this book. Seasons for Sharing helped me when I had an eviction notice. Catholic Charities, that's what Seasons for Sharing. Salvation Army helped me pay my PG&E when it was cut off.
Yep.
And I never in a million years thought that I would be experiencing having to apply for emergency food stamps.
Yeah.
Yep. And Women's for Infant and Child WIC helped me with food. So, yeah. So then having my childcare, starting as childcare, and then establishing Watch Me Grow Inc.
Right.
And helping parents that is struggling, having adversities and challenges.
Yeah.
You know,
that's pretty cool. Like you see so many people who, you know, are faced with life, and you know it's easier to just give up because when life is just keep happening onto you. So if you were speaking to the younger version of you or any young women who are seeking to become entrepreneurs, or like, what would you say, what helped you in that season, right? Because it takes a certain level of perspective and mindset to keep pushing. So what would you say to that the younger version of you, or that young up and coming
Yeah.
I would say don't get distracted. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Keep going. Don't get discouraged.
Right.
Don't. Stay focused, because I'll probably be further than where I'm at. I would be further. When I decided to go back to school to take some classes on child development and family services, when I look back in my profile at Contra Costa College, because that's where it began, I saw that I was there for child development.
Yeah.
And I had got totally distracted.
Right.
And it took me 11 years later to return. 11 years.
Oh.
So what was that like to go from, you know, obviously needing the assistance to then starting the company? What was that process like? Was that like, was it a singular process? Like, hey, I'm sitting at home looking in the mirror like, no, girl, it gets better. Or is it you had a core group? Because me and Glenn talk a lot about how instrumental the people you surround yourself with can be towards your success. And so, I'd like to know how that went.
I thank God for my family.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Because my sisters, they were both receiving subsidized payments from Solano Family Children's Services. My mom was at home as well. So I'm just thinking about when I had to work, they were there supporting me with my baby.
Gotcha.
When my sister had to work, decided to go back to work, her children was the first children in my child care.
Shout out to the family.
Yeah, I'm telling you, family. And she's been there. Fatima has been there from the beginning.
Okay.
Like that's my dog right there.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fatima.
The support is important.
So the starting of it though, How did that
very
happen?
start.
How did that happen?
The very start of the child
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. Like saying, I'm going to start the child care.
Oh, my mind. I've always, my end goal is a recreation center.
Okay.
That's the end goal.
Bet.
Is this in Vallejo?
I want one in Vallejo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I want in Vallejo.
Gotcha.
I attended school, though I'm born and raised in Oakland, lived in Lower Bottoms, so
Okay.
rough area.
Gotcha.
Ooh, it's
Yep.
rough. And so I went to school at Emory High School. My mom didn't want me attending Oakland schools, but they had a recreation center in Emeryville. And
Okay.
I'll never forget Mr. Malachi, who allowed me to participate in certain events they had.
Right.
Even though I was struggling financially, just bring $20
Mm.
and you
We'll
could
make it
come
work.
with us.
Right.
My
That's
first
cool.
time going to Great America
Yeah.
was with him.
Okay.
My first time.
Yeah.
Man.
And so just knowing that I could start with childcare,
Mm-hmm.
because that's the step to take
For
to
sure.
move towards that recreation center.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. I remember being, young, probably 6, 7, 8, and like when you say the recreation centers, like I hadn't thought about that since probably
Yeah.
for the last
I mean,
25
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But like I remember that was a very, very like instrumental part of my life, knowing that I was always hanging around older guys, and so watching them play basketball and them taking me under their wing, as the youngin on the block. Like thinking about it now, that actually did play a big part of my life when I was as a young man, without knowing that the words that they're just kind of sharing with you can just help you get you through that day. And I think that oftentimes we forget the struggles because of the people that we have pouring into us as that youngin, right? And so for you to have a not only patience, because patience, you definitely need patience, but for you to have the passion to pour back into your community, to pour into that next generation. Again, we give you your flowers for that, because it's not easy, especially when you have your own family, to let alone be in your community trying to help other family members who may not have that father figure or that mother figure. And so what's next? What's next? What's up and coming? Right,
Well,
the next 6 months or so.
So
Break it down.
right, I feel like I'm still
There's
recovering.
a whiteboard here.
Right. I'm recovering from last week. Last week was spring break for the kids.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
And woo,
Yeah.
it was
Great
about
America.
Yeah. Oh no, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you about it. It was because it's a trip. Just really being able, because I get people asking me like, "What made you think about this?" And I'm really able to reflect back, like, "Dang, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing."
Yeah.
But I never think about it really during the process.
Mm-hmm.
So during spring break, I got some of my people together who are doing amazing things in Vallejo, like Soleil Pickles. I'm shouting them out. Okay.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Prismatic Arts.
Yeah.
Who else we had on there? Protective Marketing.
Nice.
Tell them to come on the podcast.
Right. Adventurous Dre. No, really, they are doing amazing things. So I'm like, you guys, this is what I want to do with these kids. I want to take them here. We made it to, rode the ferry.
Okay.
90% of them, it was their first time riding the ferry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breaking barriers.
Listen,
Yes.
we went to the Exploratorium in San Francisco.
That's dope.
A lot of them had never experienced that before.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Sky Zone. We went hiking at the Mare Island, San Pablo Bay Trail. What else? I feel like we went to the Croc Center in Sassoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I was so excited. My homeboy Darren connected us with Ron there.
Yes.
The kids got to do the rock climbing,
cool.
things that they
That's
have
cool.
none of them had ever been to the Croc Center.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think about what I experienced as a child. And so I'm seeing these kids, tutor at my son's school, go up there, Miss Jameelah,
Yeah.
are you going to have a summer program? So that's what we're working on. Yeah,
That's awesome.
we're working on a summer program for them. So
Okay.
6 weeks, and yeah.
Nice. I love it. That's interesting. So, not that many people read newspapers anymore.
Facts.
However, Jameelah has been recognized, in the local paper, the government, the county, and also for the Golden State Warriors fans.
Yeah.
Last year, 2023, you received the Golden State Warriors Impact Award, right?
Impact Warrior.
What was that feeling like when you found out that you were going to be invited to come be on the logo, receive your award, and bring your family. Like, what did that feel like? Like, and I asked that because being from the inner city,
Yes.
right, facing adversity to kind of get where you're at. What was that feeling like to be able to share that moment with your family?
Really like surreal.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it really was. I attend a lot of Warriors games.
Okay. Shout out to the Warriors.
But to receive that award, no one in Vallejo, no one in Solano County has ever received that award. And so just getting the recognition and let people know there are good things. There are great things that's happening in Solano County, in Vallejo. And there's a lot of people that are doing amazing things. Sure. And I see others in Vallejo or Solano County receiving the Impact Warrior award.
I feel like Solano County is like this forgotten middle land between the Bay and Sacramento. Like I was talking to Ned about it. My wife's name is Ned last night. And I was just like, when I came back, because I left for the military and was like, I ain't going back. And then I came back and I said, wow, this place has stayed the exact same it was 16 years ago. And, you know, initially, you don't want to see that.
No.
Right? But I think what I am starting to see now is how much progress is being made just in the last 12 months.
Yes.
So it's like, it's almost like now we're hitting that sprint that's happening to progress.
Yes.
And I'm thankful that it waited for me to come back.
Funny. That's
good. and so that we can do these things because, you know, a lot of times there's already established things in the area. And so Solano County is definitely one of them places where it was a love-hate when I first got here. But I'm going to be here for at least 10, 15 years. And so
I love it here. I love it.
Yeah, that was actually one of the focuses that Cam and I were talking about when we were envisioning what does season 2 look like. And we were just like, we really want to focus on the Bay Area, Northern California, Solano County specifically, because we're coming across individuals who are making significant impacts, right? They face life adversities. You know, they may love their family or what they do, and or they're leaders within their community or leaders within their business. And you know, like I said, that being the focus of season 2 tied into when I heard you speak, I was like, we have to invite her on, right? Because you embody all three of those. And then the deeper that we got into your story, the more we're just like, oh yeah, we like her vibe, you know? So anyway, with all that said, life, love, leadership. And I'm gonna put this in the middle of the podcast. Life, love, or leadership.
He's early this time.
Select one of those words and speak to that young entrepreneur, that young up and coming individual who is currently facing life's adversity and they want to keep pushing. One of those topics or one of those words, and just kind of whatever's on your heart, just share that with our listeners.
I would say life.
I
would say life.
Yes. I love
purposeful pause.
Yes.
So I would say life, because within life, there's love. You may experience times where you are forced to be a leader.
For sure.
And you may not see yourself being that leader, but there are people that see so much in you that you don't see.
Absolutely.
Like, that you don't see. It's so many people that have been pushing me, that have really been pushing me. And I'm like, what do you guys see? What do you see? I don't see it. And I'm beginning to see it.
Yeah.
I really am. And really, the love piece, just loving yourself more, you know, and loving God, you know, and doing what you can, see yourself the way that this okay?
Yes, 100%, absolutely.
Okay. No, he got that coach. I'm not at G level yet.
See yourself the way that God sees you. It's important. It really is. So just loving life. Lead those that you can lead. I believe we are all here, all called to lead somebody, to lead some people. And I believe it all has to do with the things that you've experienced and that you got through. You will run into somebody. They're going to need to hear your story.
Yeah.
Let them hear the story of your life.
Absolutely.
It will impact their life.
Yeah.
It will help their life. Then they can go help somebody else with their life, you know? So, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I want to take a pause. Anyone that has had a hand in Jameelah from who she was to who she is today, just from the L3 perspective, from Cam and I, we just want to say thank you for continuing to push her and not give up, because that's what true leadership is, as far as seeing the abilities in people when they don't see it in themselves and pouring into them. And so, again, just thank you, because I know you're not even scratching the surface on what you're going to be. You're not scratching the surface on what you're going to accomplish, and the amount of lives that you've impacted already and that you will continue to impact. Like I said, that's inspiration enough for so many people to just keep pushing through whatever they're going through that day. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for sharing your passion on this podcast.
Yes. So, thanks for having me.
I talk about that a lot. Like, so growing up without a dad, I get the woe is me all the time, right? And then, oh, you didn't have a dad, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, I mean, I know people with dads that are miserable.
Yeah.
I always speak to how I was able, my mother is how I'm able to be who I am, because I got trashed a lot as a kid. Like I had teachers lock me in rooms and say like, you won't be shit. Like you're nothing, like, and because of the love of my mother, I was just like, you ain't shit. I was able to move through life and let those things just slide to the wayside, and so I always tell people, don't give me the woe is me. Cause like I had a really good life growing up. I was surrounded by love, but if I had not been, I know that there are a lot of people who aren't, and that can affect not only who they become, but how fast they get there.
Yeah,
it does. I was, really, because I just think about emotional strongholds.
Right.
Yeah, with fears, discouragement, all this stuff is, and some kids are born into some tough environments, right?
Yeah.
But to have that one person, it takes that one person.
Yeah.
It's your mama, you know? And it should always be our primary caregiver. But for some of us, it's not. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm proud of you. Yeah. And I love your mama.
Yeah. Speaking of mamas, so I have a lot of, so I have a lot of family that's never been outside of Philly. Or there's a city that's right connected to Philly called Chester. So it's almost like a mirror version of Vallejo, right? So inner city, like super mirror version of Vallejo that have never been outside of that city. And I'm grateful that my mom moved me around as much as she did, right? I can't tell you the amount of schools I went to. I'd like transfer every year. Very similar to Cam. I think Cam went to like 13 different schools.
Oh yeah, 13 different schools.
But there's something about a mother's love, right? And I know you have a kid. There's something about a mother's love that is like, you just, maybe you just can't describe it, but I will say I'm very grateful for, my mom being a single mother, raising 2 kids and trying to be the rock while working 3 jobs. And so a couple years ago, I told my mom, in 5 years, I'm going to retire you. Right. And so the first step was to move her to Cali. So I just moved my mom out here a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
Can't wait to meet her.
So, and then, and this was 2 years ago, I had this conversation with her.
Okay.
And so I have 3 years to retire her.
Get it together.
Yeah, we're working. But so I say all of that to ask you this question: as a mother, as a leader, as someone who has a lot of love for her son, what does that feel like?
She be asking questions, bro.
No, I mean, it's good.
That's why he's my guy.
But then it always get me to go deeper.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, you can be as vulnerable as you want here, and we appreciate it.
Y'all shouting out mamas and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shout out to my mama.
Dear mama.
Really? Right. I saw the things that my mom experienced during the time my father was incarcerated, which was some important years in my life. High school. And I saw the struggles my mom was dealing with, raising 5 kids on her own. Okay? And she was pushing.
Yeah, special shout out to
bro.
Yeah.
For real.
She was pushing.
I got a partner in this art.
Listen, I saw the anxiety she was experiencing, depression. I saw all of that. And so where I'm at with my son, yeah, I try to stay strong, like as strong as I can in front of him. He sees everything that I'm doing, and he's inspired by it. I have him he's attended Toastmasters with me.
Oh, cool.
Yes,
So yeah,
nice.
Do you do the virtual one or do you do like the
so we
in-person?
went to the in-person.
I want to do the in-person one.
Yeah, so he had to stand up, and they're like, "Who inspires you?" He was like, "My mom." I was like, "Oh," but he was like, "Cause she helps the community," and I do all I can to love on him.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Jameelah, you need to take care of yourself. You gotta
live on yourself.
Trying to save all these kids. You got your own son."
Right.
And I love on him. That's my baby. I love on him, and him being a black boy, a black man here. Share your emotions with me. I want to know when you're mad. Right. I want to know.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. That's something that, like, now I'm being older, I wish that I was taught about how to really express and share my emotions, because up until like 2 years ago, like I'm a stuffer. I probably had to be more transparent and vulnerable probably up until like the last 4 months.
Okay.
Right. But like, but just as a man and being a young man, the value of knowing how to regulate your emotions, and not even just regulate them, but communicate them, is a gift in itself. And so, we take our hats off to you for helping to instill what that looks like, and keeping them surrounded around those individuals that can keep pouring into this next young leader.
Yes.
This happened the other day with my son Mateo. He was like upset about something, and I was like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, I was like, "What?" I was like, "I love you." He's walking to school, and he didn't say nothing. I was like, "It's okay. You don't have to love me right now, but I'm still gonna love you."
For sure.
I love you, and there's nothing you can do about
it.
So I'm teaching some classes, some workshops on emotional intelligence in his 5th grade class. I volunteer every Wednesday.
Yes.
And they're learning about being self-aware and how to express themselves effectively, how to manage their emotions, how to label your emotions. A lot of us didn't know how to do that growing up. You know.
So when's the workshop?
Every Wednesday at 12 o'clock, from 12 to 1:30.
In Vallejo, California.
Yes.
Okay. You want to drop the address?
Oh, no, because that's at his school.
Gotcha. You're teaching at the school. Got you. Okay.
Yeah. But,
I got you.
But no, if people really check out our website, watchmegrowinc.com, we're updating it all the time. And I will be having some emotional intelligence workshops, like in the community. Absolutely. It's needed. So I'm using them, piloting it with them.
For sure.
So.
For sure. Absolutely. We do a lot of pilots with the Air Force. But so real quick, if you have a lot going on, or a lot up and coming, right? Can you go down that list of events that you're putting on or you're collaborating with? And so we would like to showcase that here on the platform.
Okay, upcoming. Where we have this Saturday, it's not mine, but she's one of our collaborators, Prismatic Arts.
Okay.
So you guys just have to check her out on Instagram. But she's having a sip and paint.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be really great.
Nice.
On August 20th at 11 o'clock, my sister Fatima, I Maintain with Fatima. She's doing a community sound bath. It's a free community sound bath. On August 21st, one of our partners, Adventurous Dre, he's having a hike. So if you can look him up. You can look all of them up on Instagram. So Adventurous Dre, they're doing a hike and cleanup and candlestick in the area. Yeah, I'm excited for them. And we are having on August 10th this year, we're having our ACEs Awareness Community Resource Fair. You know what ACEs is?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Yes, let's talk about that real quick.
Talk about that real quick.
Yes.
So that's really what I'm really known for. Is doing what I can to raise awareness about adverse childhood experiences. So it's a study that Kaiser and CDC conducted. And they discovered that there were a lot of indicators that created these chronic illnesses. But they also caused a lot of damage on the developing brain of a child that impacts them lifelong. When we talk about the emotions and not focusing in class.
Is
Always
this a test
fighting.
that says like if your parents like
Yep.
cursed or if your parents yelled more like
Yep.
this? Okay.
Yep.
Damon briefly told me about it.
Gotcha.
Who did?
Damon Cook.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I told Damon about it.
See the one.
Yeah.
Shout out on Cook.
Shout out to Uncuffed. Yeah. So from or he probably already knew about it. He probably already knew. But so it's from
Jameelah taking on
right. So it's that study.
Okay.
So if you grew up in a household, so if you experience child abuse, and physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, emotional neglect, physical neglect, witnessing domestic violence, loss of a parent due to death, divorce, abandonment, or separation, living in the household with somebody mentally ill, suicidal, or depressed, having a family member that's incarcerated, and having somebody that is a substance abuse user. So if any of these things you've experienced between 0 and 18, and they have not been addressed,
For
you know?
I think that seems to be has it been addressed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not being in denial. So doing what we can as parents and the community to create safe environments for our youth.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I appreciate you sharing. I'm glad you brought that up because I read that about you. So anyway, I'm glad that you brought that up because I read that about you. And that was one of the things that really stood out because, again, I was reading some things about you and it took me back to my childhood. Like, man, thankfully I'm learning about a lot of this stuff in this season of my life so I can pass that on to my kids.
Yes.
So now that they're learning earlier, and the hope, and I communicate with them as well, the hope is that everything that they're learning is that they pass it on. Right?
Yes.
We're trying to break those generational curses, not just financially, but mentally, right?
Yes.
Because that, for me, that's important. Like, I often talk about this, and I live by this quote, regarding legacy. And I've said this on the platform before, but like a legacy to me is not what you leave for people, it's what you leave in them. And so for me, that is, when I go to my next chapter, right? I just want them to carry on that legacy so that the Davis legacy continues to live on.
Yes.
Right. And so, yeah, that's good. I appreciate you bringing that up because I read that and that's what really grabbed a hold of me. So well, good. Yeah. Appreciate it.
So as we come to the close, and you already got your shirt on, so that's good.
Yes.
Take it out. Please tell the people where to find you, what some of your biggest projects are right now that you need support on, funding on, whatever, or things in the future. Last time, Princess asked for funding for her theater in Sassoon.
Okay. I love Princess.
So, this is your opportunity to really promote what you do.
Okay, how long I got?
You get as long as you want. Yeah, you good.
Okay.
We appreciate you being here, and so we always want to allow our people to have that space.
Yeah, well, I thank you both. I really do. I'm glad we met.
For sure.
That was the second time. I was like, man, I need to get in contact with you. So
I'm normally quiet on the Zoom, but
be observing.
Very strategic. No, I'm just kidding.
So thank you for having me. Thank you to everybody who's listening and tuned in. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot out of it. I can be reached at watchmegrowinc.com. watchmegrowinc.com. Our resource fair is coming up August 20th.
Okay.
And you guys can come out.
For sure.
It's a lot of fun, games, a lot of resources. So if you are a community-based organization, if you want to set up a booth, it is a way to get your information out.
Yeah.
People need to know about the resources that are available.
For sure.
It's a lot that's out here in Fairfield, Vacaville.
Yeah.
We need you all to come to Vallejo.
Yeah.
People need support that way.
Yeah, Solano is like the forgotten area. Like Vallejo's even is like
Like, come on, y'all, we here.
Yeah.
We need help. We need your help.
Yeah.
Our summer program, we need support. We really do. We would love for people to sponsor a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everything will be on watchmegrowinc.com.
Okay.
We have every little click. Donate here.
Yeah.
The money is spent on the kids.
Okay.
It really is. And we want to expose them to so many different things
Yeah.
this summer. Like, they're going to have so much fun. And I can honestly say, Yeah, I don't know no others that's doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing amazing.
Can we get like a
things.
code to where like if someone donates money, like they can say that it's from the L3 perspective? We should do that. Not like a kickback, but just like a general.
No, no, that's good. No, that's really good.
Because you could have you create like a little competition or something like that. I mean, we could take it to Rotary
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're idea people, so
yeah.
No, I love that. Listen, so, I'll execute it. Let me know. We're gonna get it done. Okay. Okay, no, that's good. But no, we can't do that because we need support. We really do.
Yeah. Well, Jameelah, I appreciate you breaking out the herringbone necklace for us.
It's all. I thought I tucked it.
So she walked in, and it took me back to my mom because that was her favorite piece of jewelry. And she used to wear this ring that said Debbie on it, and a herringbone necklace, right? And I remember just a quick story. I know we're wrapping up. I remember I was like in the
don't put it away.
I was in the 4th grade, and my mom would share the story.
Okay,
I was in like the 4th grade, and I remember I stole all her jewelry. It had like a D ring, a Debbie ring.
Yeah.
I had all her necklaces on, had a D on it.
So you didn't steal it, you just wanted to rock it.
I wanted to rock it, right? Like I wanted to rock it. So I took it to school, and my teacher was just like, "Where'd you get that from?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, this is mine." So they called my mom. They called my mom. Was like, "Hey, your son got this herringbone necklace on and these other rope chains and stuff." I was in there looking like Mr. T. But again, special shout out to moms.
That's funny.
So anyway, we appreciate you.
Yep.
Yes,
all right.
I
So
appreciate you.
with that being said, y'all, once again, like, love, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. With that being said, we'll see you next time, and we appreciate you.
What's going on, guys? Hey, welcome back to season 2 of the L3 Perspective.
And I was like, your teacher's there to teach you algebra and math. My job is to teach you how to survive and to help guide you as much as I can.
I was thinking about one of the surveys. 2 out of the 3 of our topics that really stood out regarding men in our viewpoint was love and leadership. This is the L3 Perspective where we talk life, love, and leadership. We really dove into the piece of life and leadership.
Like, love, share. These conversations are the ones that really affect everyday life for all of us. And ultimately, we do this for you to begin with. Keep listening. We appreciate y'all who are rocking with us into season 2. Because like I said, we do it for y'all.
Yes.